Finally, my goodness, the struggle bus over here. Whew. Don't you love whenever you start something and everything decides it's time to update and nothing wants to work? And nonetheless, welcome back, everybody. Good to see you, Carolina Keith, Professor Keith, Regular Keith. Hope you're excited. I got a ton of crap to talk about. Let's stop waiting and start watching, shall we? Let's get all the way into it. Thank you for all being here. Sorry we had technical difficulties. Nonetheless, let's get it. All right. If you haven't done so, please go hit the like button. They're free here. Likes cost nothing, and they help us a tremendous amount. Plus, helps get that ever important word out to everyone. Please go share this all around the world if you would. Right there's the little share button up top. I'll click it for you right here. Copy. And I don't know why things didn't work right before this, but hey, whatever. Right there's the share button. Go share it around so everyone gets a piece to see it. Got some things to talk about tonight. I'm going to jump right into it with Bitcoin here because I know we're already behind, way behind, and that's on me, my bad. I should have checked this stuff beforehand, but I just assumed that my streaming software is always going to work like it's supposed to. Tonight just wasn't that night, folks. So nonetheless, all the way off into it. Got Bitcoin here for the last week or week and a half. We've been monitoring this move that's been happening right over here in a region I'm going to circle. We've been monitoring this price action for quite a while. If you look back on live streams about a week or two ago, you'll see that we were right over here. We were right over about here in this area, sitting underneath this neckline of this ugly head and shoulders pattern that we got right here. Right there's our shoulder, our head, our shoulder, and our neckline. Now, as you see, we have since falling under that neckline right here. And after falling under that neckline, we have failed to break it. Now, on the positive side of that, pulling fibs on that very same head and shoulders shows us that we have yet to fail the 382 fib, which is about 26,000 flat. This doesn't want to give it up. It keeps wicking and trying to break through, can't quite get through. If it doesn't get through this soon, it likely will not. I will say this, there's not a ton of support here for this thing to catch until it gets down here to where my green box is that says I'm buying here. That green box, that's kind of my spot where I'm going to buy. And the reason I'm going to buy there is because I think there's good support there. I don't think the price is going to fall tremendously far past that level. All right, so let me click on the RSI here. You can kind of see the RSI kind of floating sideways. One would argue that we do or do not have divergence or convergence or whatever you want to argue. What I see here is a falling strength that hasn't quite recovered just yet. Okay, things aren't going as well as it needs to go. Still kind of struggle busing here. I'd like to see it crack that red line. Once it cracks that red line, good. Otherwise, I'd like to see it come down here into oversold territory and get it over with. Now, I will say this doesn't mean it's going to go the way I want it to. Likely it won't go the way I want it to. However, there's good grounds to think this thing is going to continue chopping along here and trying to fail. I'm going to remove Fibonacci retracement. This is the Bitcoin CME chart that I have up, by the way, and you're going to notice there's slight differences here. This Bitcoin CME chart shows us that we are way under the 50 moving average, which is that yellow line that you see there. The yellow line is a 50 MA or moving average. Moving averages are used around the world for various different things, from anywhere to programming stoplights to checking charts just like we are right now. All right. A lot of times, it's hard to say, but a lot of times these moving averages give us a hint to the future of what may happen. If you look below right there where my green box is, it says I'm buying here. Well, now that 100 moving average has creeped all the way above that box instead of being under that box. This thing has taken so long to get down to this level that I don't know how much farther it's going to fall. Now, I would love for this thing to actually get down to 25,000 flat, but the more this thing hangs out here and doesn't want to drop, the less likely that becomes. All right. I'd really love for it to come down here and fill my orders that I have sitting on the order book waiting. All right. That doesn't mean it's going to happen. So one of two things, like I said, is going to need to happen for me. I'm going to need to see this thing reverse, which These wicks and this green hammer candle are a good sign that that wants to reverse, yet we're still stuck under a lot of trash here that it hasn't broken yet. Or come down here and become oversold. Once it becomes oversold, I will gladly buy some there. That point will give me everything I need to see to make my move. On the other side of this, I'm going to pull up total market cap now. And I want you to see the other thought I've got. Total market cap is a combination of every crypto all in one, all on one chart. It just shows basically how much money's in the market. All right, we dipped down to 1.05 trillion just yesterday. All right, now pulled back up, yes, but just yesterday, 1.5 trillion. That 382 weekly fib right here that you see, and the 50 weekly fib that you see, all right, hasn't quite cracked those levels just yet. Neither one of them. It's kind of stuck ranging back and forth. And since that's happening, this leads me to believe, since we're coming toward the end of the month here, that we're stuck in between waiting for the next month and waiting for the end of the month. Historically speaking, crypto has moved off of a bottom position into an upward trend every single pre-bull market at the end of May going into June. All right. I'm not sure how much it's going to go once it actually finds its bottom here in the next 2 weeks. There are a lot of important economical factors to take into consideration here. And this leads me to what I wanted to talk about tonight, which I thought was very important, was buying the right spot. All right. You'll see me a lot of times on here try to buy a very specific spot. I'll look for this particular number, and if that particular number gets hit, bam, I'm in. A lot of people will like to dollar cost average. Dollar cost averaging is very good in uptrend. When you're uptrending and you know that price will eventually go back up in a relatively short amount of time, well, excellent. If you're going to buy every week, for example, you need to know that within the next 6 to 8 weeks that the price is going to go up enough for it to be worth it for you to buy every week. If you're going to buy every month, the next 6 to 8 months, I want to see this price improve. If it's going to be years, well, that's probably a bad idea. We have reason to believe here that this particular chart will bounce off or get near this green line. Now, when it does, it's probably the best time to buy. Is it the perfect time to buy? Maybe or maybe not. So a good practice is when you know you're getting near the bottom here or near a spot that makes you happy and comfortable with buying. Maybe put in 1 or 2 or 3 different orders to buy instead of just one. All right. This way, maybe you were a little high on one price, maybe you're a little low on the third price, and maybe the middle price was just right. Well, you got 2 out of 3. You're none the worse for the weary, and you can take whatever money you have left over and buy something else. Please understand, I am not against dollar cost averaging on an uptrend. We're currently in a small uptrend. So, again, if you want to split up your buys a couple times here in this area and buy some, I'm here for you. I'm with it. Let's do it, right? I've considered multiple times in the last week or two here splitting up my buys a little better and buying in some different spots. It's up to you. It's your risk tolerance, right? How much are you willing to risk? How picky do you want to be on the price? I'm going to be a little bit more picky than you guys. It's not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. This is just my money and how I'm spending it on YouTube, okay? Please make up your own mind on this. Please figure out what works best for you. And don't get silly, all right? Don't get silly. Back to total market cap here. I'm going to pull some fibs on this, and you'll see it's slightly different than the just Bitcoin chart, all right? You got right at the 50 fib right here and bounced off. Almost hit it. Just got right there to it and bounced off. It doesn't look like it wants to go down much more, does it? I think this may have one more push down at a max. And then we're going to get toward the end of the month. As you see, it's currently the 25th. It's about to be the 26th. We're going to get down here toward the end of the month, and we're going to run out of time. Simple as that. Once this thing's out of time, She's going to make a reversal back up or make a really gnarly move down. You could easily make the argument that up is the case. And the reason I would say that is the government's threatening to spend more money here soon. On the other side of that, the government is also threatening to stop raising interest rates, which would be good for risk assets. So, if you want to start buying now and get in a good position no matter what, I don't hate that. Okay? I really don't hate that. I'm going to be more picky again. Do your thing. I want to wait a couple more days here. I don't think it's worth the risk for me to go nuts just yet. I wouldn't mind waiting for it to come up a little bit more and prove it to me before I jump back in. All right. I think we're running out of time here for this down to finish off, and it's going to simply run out of time and give us a chance to buy in. Make sense? Well, I hope it made sense. Let me write down what I did here. I like to keep track of what I'm doing so that I can go back later and rechart this stuff. Let's say hey to everyone. I haven't done that yet. It took me forever to get on here, and I'm sorry. I don't have the comments turned on because my streaming software didn't work right. When Mullet says, traveling again, listen, not chatting. Good to see you, Mullet. Thank you for being here, brother. Appreciate you. Wouldn't be here without you. Eric Denim Logic, what's up? Good to see you. Educated Dummy, what's up? Bo. Tario, what's up, Tario? Good to see you. Tex, what's up? Dreamer, good to see you. Lunatic Prophet. Scythe, what's up, Scythe? Gimp, it says scheduled for 5 minutes ago. Yeah, brother, streaming software. Give me a break. Sorry. Burner, good to see you, brother. It says Thursday night's been way better. Thank you. I'm glad I could help be a part of that. What's up, Jeremy? Good to see you, said Matt Geiger in the house. That's for you, sir. I'm going bald anyway. Big Dex, what's up? Tex, bro. Shot time for Heisenberg for the kids. Donated 5 bones. Let's go. We're doing JD bonded, right? JD bonded. Recommended to me by the man at the whiskey spot. Told me to get it, so I got it. It's pretty good. Let's have a shot. Tex donated 5 bones. I think that's worth a shot. Ooh. Not too bad. All right. And also, real quick, I'm not going to call them the Mulvaney's anymore. Here's what I want to do. I want to be part of the solution and not be part of the problem. So, it's fresh. Bud Light. Holler at your boy. We can fix this. All right. Since you guys got some really crappy marketing people working for you, we can fix this. Let's fix it. Get at me. All right. That was total market cap. Again, I'm leery. I want to be careful here. I think there's a possibility that we see some stuff flip. And if it does flip, I'm here for it. I got a list that people have asked me about. I'm going to start down this list. All right. I'm going to start with one that I recently bought just today. And I only bought a little. I didn't go crazy and go ham and buy a ton here. I just bought a little. And that's BioFi. Let's pull that up. I'm going to pull back here on the chart a bit. As you see, this thing launched in the middle of the bear market. Terrible time to launch a crypto in the middle of the bear market. It's going to look miserable whenever it launches. And this is exactly what happened, okay? So, luckily, it appears that it's trying to test trend and trying to break trend here. The market cap is miserably low on this. Less than $1 million. You can't see because my camera's in the way. There you go. $810,000 market cap. $50,000 of liquidity. Very low market cap, very low liquidity. If you're going to buy this, I would recommend not going crazy and do your own thing now, okay, folks? But I only put $100 in this. Only $50,000 worth of liquidity. If you wanted to buy $10,000 with, you just moved the price 20%. You understand? Because you just put in 20% more liquidity than was even there. Right? I don't want to be that dude. So I ain't doing nothing like that. I just bought a little, right? I'm going to get into why now. So this 236 fib has been very prominent here, and I pulled from the top to the bottom, and I know this trend may or may not be accurate. Doesn't matter to me. I'm looking at the fib levels right now. 236 fib has been very prominent. It has not cracked yet. This thing is 1/10 of a cent. 1/10 of a cent, 0.001. All right. I really want to see 236 crack, but there's stuff in the way. I'm going to take these fibs off so you can see that stuff now. All right. All, and I mean all of the moving averages are right in the way. So it recently broke the 821, and I wanted to be in this early rather than late. But I understand not getting in too soon. Me and the admins actually talked about this the other day. We all kind of agreed, hey man, maybe wait a little bit. And I did wait another 2 days. So it's bumped into the 50 and the 100 and the 200 all at the same time. This is likely to retrace some, but again, it was worth $100 risk to me. That's my real buy line right there in the green. No punts and hiding it. I tell everyone what I do on the Discord. Why aren't you there? While we're at it, why don't we put the half off link right here, Discord in the house for us. We do a ton of stuff over there. We are a teaching Discord. Want to learn how to chart? Want to learn how to take assets into your own hands? Right there is the link. It's also in the description of the video. Launchpass.com/these786assassins/half off. Only $8. The price will go up eventually. Don't say I didn't warn you. Get in cheap while you can. It's $8, folks. My God, it's not going to make you go poor. All right. I expect this to do more. Not necessarily right now, but I expect it to do more later. If this thing can clear this big glob of resistance that's in the way and can get past the 200 moving average, I do see good upside here. In fact, this thing's got 300% just back to the 50 fib, which is up here in this blue box, which is roughly 4/10 of a cent. All right. That's 300% gains. Not bad from where I bought it. 300% gains. Not bad. And of course that only equals $300, but I don't care. I put in 100 and I got 300 out. That's an excellent job. I'm here for it all day. Let's go. So keep it in mind, watch it carefully, do your own thing. I don't shield stuff here, and I'm not ever going to shield any one independent thing. So up to you, make your own decision. I think it'll have a good bull market. It's a real company with real people and real products. I'll say that. All right. So someone asked me about XDC. All right. XDC a little bit trickier here, a little uglier. All right. Big falling trend here, just getting hammered with downward sell pressure. Hasn't cracked yet. However, there was an uptrend here that is still trying to hold. You see that there, right? See that uptrend right there, trying to hold. It's pushed right into a pinch point. Oversold on the RSI. Good news, right? So pivot points, way under all of them. Absolutely obliterated the price action here. The Ichimoku cloud just getting hammered with downward pressure, which I don't think is going to keep up. So I'm going to take another chance on this. I'm probably going to buy some more of this. Why? I think it's got good upside. Now, is there stuff in the way? Absolutely. It's sitting on the 200 moving average. Bueno. Problem. All the other moving averages are in the way and pointing straight down like a ski slope. Not great, right? Falling knife, I will concede. However, I'd really, really, really like to buy support here. I believe it's at it. Being oversold as it is, being at support as it is, I feel like for me, it may be worth a chance. So, probably going to get some more of this. It'll be tough to work its way back up. I will agree. So, we'll monitor it closely once I buy it. I'll monitor it closely. If it seems like it doesn't want to get going and wants to fail, I'll back out. No big deal, right? But I feel like a chance probably needs to be taken. So I'm going to take a chance. Someone asked me about injective protocol. All right, injective protocol. My buy line, it's under it. Not great. I got fibs pulled up here. Let me back off on that. Making a bit of a bull flag here. Injective protocol did a lot. Ran up really, really far. Based on the retrace, I took a chance on it, and it did run up, and now it started to roll back over. playing hopscotch, not necessarily going up, not necessarily going down, stuck under the 821 EMA. This is likely to get pinched down a little bit more, but if we see Bitcoin break back north, like I think it may do, running into the end of the month and beginning of next month, there's a solid possibility this thing catches another run and goes up even more. Injective Protocol did a lot. I want to be a part of it, trying to go back up again. That's why I highlighted this one. That's why when someone mentioned it, I was like, heck yeah, let's go. So I'll have my eye on this one. Potentially, if it breaks out, we could get back up to around $8. That's a 20% gain. I'm happy about that. We'll see if it happens though, right? No guarantees. What's up, Jay Nicholas? Hey, brother, long time no check-in. Good to hope you're doing well over there in Berserkly, brother. Good to see you. Shotgun or Mulvaney. I'm gonna have a drink of Bud Light. I'm not gonna call them Mulvaneys anymore, I promise. I'm also not gonna shotgun on this vintage Charlotte Hornets jersey. Sorry, bro. This is vintage. You don't shotgun on a vintage jersey. Crypto Elephant, good to see you, brother. Jude, what's up? Jude, ain't seen you in a minute. Good to see you. Glad you're on here. Crypto Kitty, what's up, ma'am? How are you? What's up, Terry? Yo, yo, yo. Jag, what's up? Good to see you. One thing Professor taught me is it doesn't matter what you're at in the journey or how much money you have. Keep it slow. Absolutely, dude. You're going to find along the road, you're going to hit road bumps. And that's part of the game. I would tell everyone, get as much money together as you can now, because once this bull run actually starts, you're going to wish you had more to spend, right? One of the mistakes I made last time was pre-bull market blowing my money. I would have been a millionaire already had I not blown my money right before the bull market, right? Well, lessons learned. So I teach the lessons that I learned so other people don't make the same mistakes. It's not a race. You're not racing anybody but yourself. So have a break, relax, and bask in the glory a little bit. XRP is listed here. Let's pull up old Ripple. All right, talked about this one in the Discord. I'm going to pull the moving averages off for a moment until we look at the fibs here. And as you see, it appears to try to be cracking trend a little bit. That dotted line is the trend line right there. All right. That's from the top to the bottom, reading this failure and seeing that it may be breaking loose. Now, there are barriers to progress here, aren't there? Right, the 382 line, the 50 fib, right here about 50 cents. Then we have this big trend line here, kind of blocking progress. Let's see if we crack through this or not, right? I'm not convinced that we cracked through this just yet. Now let's pull up the moving averages again, have a look. There you go, 50 moving average directly in the way, which was right there at the 382 fib line. So this point won't fall easy, all right? Now I do expect XRP to do a little something here for the summer. Maybe not a ton, but a little something. I don't buy into the hype of court cases ending. We'll have a good buy signal before that happens. And in fact, even if we break this blue trend, we will back test it and dance along it before the actual bull market happens. That's proven. We've seen that time and time again. All right, so 60 cents hard cap still exists here. All right, I don't think this cracks this year. Could be wrong, and I hope I am. But you know, if you wanted to buy a little and scale in, I get it. Just be ready to bail if it gets bad. You know, I mean, things could turn ugly, right? Of course, the CEO is going to tell you good news. It's his job to tell you good news. Yeah, fair. Sorry if we're not streaming on Twitter, by the way. Software issues. Bud should revamp their image by donating their expiring beer to homeless shelters. That's terrible. MR. I don't have a glass of whiskey out, but I do have a ice cold Bud Light. All right. So there's my XRP look. If we cannot break this 50 fib, we are bound to head back to the 100 moving average, which is the blue line, which is right there about 44 cents where I have that green line, that horizontal green line drawn. All right. I want this to succeed. I really do. I think a lot of people think I hate XRP, and that is not the case at all. I want it to succeed just as much as you guys do. I promise you. Can't be for sure. Got to wait it out and see. When we get there, we get there. All right. Fair. Fair. Holy shit. Educated dummy. Let's raise a toast for Memorial Day. 20 bones. Educated dummy, bro. I appreciate it. That will go to the giveaway pile. I got some Crown Roll Green Regal Apple. Let's go. Ooh, one more. All right. Ooh, one more applause. All right. Thank you, educated dummy. Well done, John. All right. Trias. Oh, oh, oh. There we go. I hit too many buttons. All right. Let's pull those moving averages off. I still, you know, it honestly, I thought it was a breaking trend, but on second thought here, it's trying, but it hasn't broken just yet. And because of that, we're getting this pinch point. See this? So I'm going to draw uptrend lines in green and downtrend lines in red. So it makes a little bit more sense. We're getting this pinch point. It's trying its best to come off this bottom. It did make a higher low. This was a low. This is a higher low. Okay, you see that? Low, higher low. I'll zoom in. There you go. You got a low and a high and a higher low and a higher high and a higher low. We just need to see a higher high here. All right. If so, we're going to get a trend break. If we do not get a higher high, we do not get a trend break. We're going to get one or the other. It's right in the potential cracking point right here at the end of the trend line. What's going to happen? Well, and I'm leaning toward up, but we have stuff in the way. Here's the moving averages. Blue line 100, yellow line 50, 821 EMA in the way. All of this is in the barriers of progress. While I expect Trias to do well, it's having a hard time right now. So even if it does crack over this, I'm going to be watching carefully because I'm not sure it's going to go very far. So one step at a time, shall we? Rio. All right. This was asked of me by someone else in a different group, whom I've just been over there talking to, trying to spread the good word of technical analysis. And it's not an easy thing to spread. People really don't want to hear that their assets are going down. It really makes people emotional, you know. But I'm not a therapist or a psychologist. There's nothing I can do about that. It's just my job to be honest with you. So I'm going to be honest with you. It's not FUD if it's honest. Okay. On the 200 moving average, I like this. However, it hasn't cracked just yet and broken back over that 821 EMA or this red downtrend. So I'd love to see this thing break. When you could draw it like this and say, it's right there on the edge. One way or the other, this thing needs to break the 8 and the 21 EMA, which is the green and purple lines as you see here. Once that happens, we're going to get some good upward action. We have a tits cross coming right here with this 50 cracking through the 100. You should get some extra price action coming back there, unless we've already got it with this green right here. See, Rio had a really, really good bear market already. This big move up right here was nice. Is that going to keep up? I don't know, man. This thing's already down a ton and already did really, really well. Let's pull up some Fibonacci retracement here and see what kind of numbers we see on the back end. There was our uptrend. That failed. We pull that Fibonacci retracement just like so. Yeah, it looks like we almost did a 50% retracement, but not quite. So if it can hang on here and break north of this red trend line, all is well, and we can pull a new fib back in the other direction, like this. Like so. All right, we have not done that yet. Until that line breaks, this isn't even valid. Could go down more. And depending on how much farther down it goes, these targets will change. So really need to see a trend break here first on Rio. Not convinced totally. All right. All right. Change finance. Someone asked me about this one. I've never even heard of it, but it's had a really, really good bear market. Now look at this thing. Look at this thing go up ever since last summer. All right. Performed extremely well. Cannot deny the uptrend, all right? Cannot deny it. It's been chugging along, hardly missing a beat. I like that. Now, if we pull some Fibonacci retracement on it here, just have a look at it. I'm not sure where the trend broke. It's not super important to me right now. What I see is the upward retrace, and I see that we slapped 786. We've since had a big pullback on the brains. I'm not sure I'm convinced on how far this is going to go just yet. If it can hold trend, I'd like to see another test of 786 at a 13.9, 14 cent level. All right. But that's one thing that hasn't happened yet. Barriers to progress, yes. But it's better than most. I'll say that. I need to see a higher high. I really like to see a higher high. It's done many, many higher highs and higher lows here. How about one more? All right. I'm curious what's going to happen with it when Bitcoin makes its move, down or up, and it's going to go down. If it goes down, it's going to go down very rapidly. All right. Yet, no guarantee. All right. Loop. Some of these I've never heard of before, and they're on MXC, right? Loop network. It's not Loop Ring. It's Loop network. So I couldn't necessarily guess the bottom on this one just yet. What I do see is a trend line that's still holding while it does look like it wants to fail. So be careful here. It's leaning on that trend line really hard. If this can't break, and you can see the big downward pressure right here, yeah? You can see all that downward pressure, right? If that doesn't break and this thing rolls over and quits, back down here to around 4.25 makes sense. 4.25 cents. 0.0425. That'd be 4.25. Can we crack this red line and get back onto the uptrend? Well, we'll find out. Doesn't look like it wants to just yet. Now, we'll say it's not even oversold yet. And you do have kind of just sideways crabbish price action pointing right into a very angry looking point. One way or the other, I'm playing the break and it hasn't broken either way. All right, OP, Optimism Network. All right. So let me erase all this bunch of stuff on the chart here. All right, I had that big line drawn here. A little something like that. We'll make it green just for the culture. And we have a bit of downtrend on the other side, pinching down, struggle busting to break. Hasn't cracked, still struggling. When it does crack, we can talk about it. It hasn't done it yet. It's close. It's close. Let's pull up some moving averages, have a gander. Under the 200 moving average, I don't like that. So for the moment, I'm going to hold off on OP till I see something improve better. GALA. And I know I say that a lot. I'm going to wait till I see improvement. Well, I'm more skeptic than not. I'm more pessimistic than not. So I'm going to be more careful than the average person who gets on YouTube and just shills your shit. Sorry, that's just the way I am. I'm never going to try to bullshit you there. I don't like to be treated that way, so I'm damn near not going to treat anybody else that way, okay? I like to try to keep it real. Keep it real or keep it to yourself, folks. All right. Big falling wedge here on GALA. Definitely not a buy yet. It's struggle busting under the 821 and every moving average. You're getting a death cross, 50 down through the 200 right there, the moving averages. Not great. So show me something, GALA. Show me you're ready to break here, and we can talk about you more, but leaving me hanging. All right. We can fix this. Damn right, Soto. We can fix it. Bud Light, Anheuser-Busch. You want to make things right. You want to fix things. The real people who drink Bud Light are grassroots, regular, everyday, working stiff, average Joes. Just like me. Just like most people who watch this live stream. That is where you get your money from. So cater to that market. I shouldn't have to tell you this. I think you already know this. I think you made a mistake, and now you need to fix it. I also saw someone else post something today that showed that they're sponsoring LGBTQ events. That's fine. Sponsor every event. That's wonderful. But don't pigeonhole anyone. Don't push anybody into the corner. That's stupid. When you do that, you're going to lose customers. I shouldn't have to tell you that. You sell beer for a living. However, I'm here to help it. I'm here to fix it. Let's do it. Oh, God. It just feels good to be stupid sometimes. There is zero chance Anheuser-Busch contacts me for a sponsorship. Zero chance if that happens. They'll never be that desperate. All right. Someone asked me about DAG. Absolutely getting plastered. I really thought this 618 level may hold up. It is not liking it at all. If this 032 right here does not hang on, then we're going to get the 2.5 cent club riled all the way up. And boy, oh boy, is that really going to piss some people off. I mean, it doesn't piss me off. You're going to give me a good buy opportunity. I'm here for that. That would sticker way down in there, the oversold territory, and that green circle down there. I'm here for that too. From there, we're ready to rock and roll. I think that's where the bags get loaded up. You're not a buy signal yet. It keeps failing. Every time it gets a little bit of a buy signal, just kind of stops and restarts itself and goes right back to where it was. They are going to start eliminating soft node staking rewards, which is great. I don't think you ever should have done that to begin with. They don't have but so many nodes, and a lot of people like to stake and think that they're running a node, and they're not. You're just staking. But they are going to start cutting rewards soon. That's good. I think that comes up June 4th or something. Someone will have to tell me that for sure. It's soon, right? Soon. SEWN, soon. I think this has a good future. I see a lot of really bullshit predictions on the internet, like $12 or whatever. Bro, it's 2 cents. What are you talking about? All right. I think we got to get real. 22 cents is a decent target once it gets moving back into an uptrend. We're nowhere near that yet. I'm still looking for a place to buy. We don't need to worry about a place to sell yet. All right. It's not a buy signal yet for me. I need to see a little bit more. If it can do that and prove it to me, I'm here for it. But just not yet. WMT. World Mobile Token. Someone on Twitter asked me about this one. This one looks like The Walking Dead. Absolutely no price action to write home about. Getting plastered by sell pressure. Nothing in any way, shape, or form screams at me, oh my God, I got to buy this. I do like that it's hitting the recent lows, and it threw a big wick over here at this recent low. But that's the best you've done just yet, and I need more from you. I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced. Prove it to me. And once we get a little bit of price action moving back up, and I see a bit of a 821 cross, then we're cooking with fire. Has not done that yet. Tiptoe very carefully, folks. Things can pivot on you rapidly. DXT. All right, Dex Tools. Oh boy, this one's going to be bad. This is going to be bad. Ooh, boy. I noticed someone the other day said rug pull. It kind of looks like it, doesn't it? So, yeah, not touching this with a 10-foot pole. I need to see everything change here for the positive, all right? Till then, gonna be a no from me, big dog. All right, I see some questions over here. Let me answer them real fast like. Saif, good to see you. PUMLX. PUMLX. Gotcha, Terry. Part educated dummy. Part evil genius. Gift for the calls. Damn it, China Matt. Coco. Gotcha, Matt. May I throw in ARB and Aura? Of course you may. Can I look at LXYE? Sure we can, Rob D. Good to see you, Robbie D. All right. So let's start with that one as a matter of fact. LYXE. That's Luxo, right? Yeah, it is. See people peddling this on YouTube all the time. I mean, on Facebook all the time. And yeah, I still use Facebook a little bit. I like to buy stuff on Facebook Marketplace. It's pretty much just the new Craigslist. Something will come along one day and change that, but not yet. All right, so we're getting hammered here by sell pressure, but we are still riding this uptrend, and I like that. It's down a tremendous amount, though. It's down like 40% from its high, isn't it? 38% from its high. Ooh, that stings. That's going to be hard to make that percentage back up as well. Now, I do like that it's sitting on the trend and it's almost oversold. What do I not like about it? I don't like that it fell under the 100 moving average and is still way away from the 200. If it does sprint back to that 200, it's going to get hung up underneath the trend line. So for me, Luxo is going to be a no. I need to see a vast amount of improvement first. Gotcha, Terry, on this PUMLX. My head's itching back here where I shaved it. Ooh. All right, you just broke the 821 EMA. You just broke the 50, the 100, and the 200, and now you're sitting on top of it. The problem is it's done this in the past and kind of fiddle-farted around, but for the first time, you had a visible 200 moving average, that red line right there, and you have broken above it. I like that. That looks good. I need to see it keep it up. It did sprint pretty far, pretty fast. I bet you this thing rides sideways before it makes another move, but I would definitely keep my eye on it because it looks much better than others. You know, it's a shitter, so I wouldn't hate taking a chance with $100 on a shitter. But just be careful. It's not quite the bull market yet. You know what I mean? Terry's smart. He knows what I'm talking about. All right, Cocos. Damn, look at Cocos, 5%. Trying to push the 821 EMA here. It hasn't done it just yet. It's pushing up against it though. And the 50 plus the 100 moving averages are in the way there. But I do like the higher low that it's trying to create. It's trying to maintain this sideways price action that it almost lost a moment ago. Let's pull this off. Let's fix this trend line here and pull it all the way back down to here. Look at that. Goodness gracious. Look at that thing bounce off that trend line. My goodness, that's pretty. Cocos has had a really nice bear market. I got a piece of this on the way up. That was my original buy down there. I did ride that up and take profits 2 or 3 different times. Worked out very, very well. We're kind of just stuck here, right? I need to see it break a little bit more. It's making a higher low. I'd like to see it make a higher high and test this red trend line. From there, we're talking. Yeah, I see what Matt's saying. It's over the 4-hour trend and kind of pushed. I would agree. It's running into some shit, though, so ain't going to be an easy hurdle to cross. ARB. All right, Arbitrum. Last live stream, we were pinned up against this red line. It looked like we were going to break trend, and now we've fallen under it. Not great. I wanted to see some definite moves here, and boy, is it laying an egg. So, again, I like the buy pressure on the bottom, but I've been fooled by this before. So, I think, again, ARB has a great bull market, but I need to see an improvement before I can even buy. 821 EMA would be great, and you haven't even done that yet. So, I'm going to leave ARB off my list for the moment until I see some improvement. Aura. There it is. All right. Let's pull this up here. Now you do have a nice little bit of price action moving off this bottom here. Let me fix that trend line. That's terrible looking. My fault. About like that. Let me draw that green as an uptrend. And obviously we had our big red downtrend line. And we just blew right through that. That's good. Thank you for bringing this one up. You did cross the... Oh, look at that. So this is better than most. This is over the 8, over the 21. I'm going to take that green line back off. You saw what I saw. Over the 8 EMA, over the 21 EMA, over the 50 moving average, over the 200. You're only getting pinched by the 100. What do you want to bet? This thing jogs and makes another move and heads back to this $5.60 mark at a certain point here. I bet you it happens. It just needs a little bit of time. to continue playing itself out. And I bet you this thing pinches and breaks and goes back to 560. That's not a guarantee, but I see the price action moving in that direction. I think there's a certain possibility that it will get pushed up and pinched. Now from there, what's going to happen? Man, I don't really know. One step at a time. I'm not a mind reader. I don't have a crystal ball. Right? So just got to do what I can do. Any more than that is too much. You're welcome, Robbie D. So just how long is your watch list? So it's a good question. I have many, many different lists. So this is the 2023 list that I made at the end of 2022, right? All the different coins that I'm going to be investing in 2023, 2024, and 2025. All right. So this is the top ones, next 5, the next 10, the second 10, the last 16. And then these are all shitters that I'll bounce in between, in and out of. And I do have like ARB on this list and stuff like that. This will be, a lot of these will be where I park some profits or just $100 or $200, not too much, right? I don't want to put too much in these lowers down here and get cute. Just a little bit, right? Just a little bit to mess around with and not get super crazy. But that's only one list, right? I have many lists. So here's my regular watch list. The first one that I ever had when I started charting on using TradingView. Obviously I got like the top ones: Bitcoin, CME, regular Bitcoin, Bitcoin dollars, Bitcoin dominance, Ethereum 1, which is CME, dollar index, Dow Jones, total market cap, GBTC, which is grayscale, that kind of stuff. Then I have my monthly big hitters from last bull market. I never erased this list. I kept it because I invested in a lot of these and I bounced around a lot. I like to remember what I did wrong and what I did right. Then I have banks. I have a list just for banks here, right? I chart banks all the time. Dominance, all the different coin dominances, including stable coins, and total market caps 1, 2, and 3, not to mention total DeFi and total DeFi dominance, right? Upon that, we bounce off into economics. I have different economic tickers here. Different ones like U.S. interest rates, M2 money stock, velocity of M2 money stock, inflation rates, civilian unemployment rates, consumer price index, 5-year break-even inflation rate, and the gross domestic product of the entire country. Just economic stuff that I keep up with. Here's my Forex pairs I like to trade, my favorite ones. Futures, all the different futures charts because they're slightly different price than the regular charts. Gap charts with big gaps in them. Regular stocks with huge gaps in the charts. Right there's some of them for you. You didn't think I'd have this many coins that I looked at, did you? Heavy hitter stock charts that I think could go a long way if anything got really squirrely. I don't look at those too often. Pelosi options. I like to track what Nancy Pelosi is doing at any one given time. Sorry, that's just how I am. Penny stocks. Bunch of different penny stocks that I've bought or traded over the years. Regular stocks, obviously just ones that I like to watch. And then lastly, the top assets list that I use every Monday morning in our Discord. I use this list to look over the top traded assets, be that crypto or stocks, every single week. That's my list. That's why I do my watch list the way they are. That's what you see me bouncing around back and forth over here looking through. I've memorized where everything is in there because this is what I do for a living. So I would encourage you to do something similar. Your thing, you have your own way of learning, and I'm cool with that. So do the best you can with what you got. Yes, I don't think he was expecting a watch list that long, right? I don't like that my watch list is that long, but it is what it is. XLM. All right, still under the 821 EMA, under the 200, under the 50, and the 100. You do have a tits cross that's working its way to happening, which is when moving averages cross, you tend to see price action move back towards those crossings. Hasn't happened yet. Give it some time. It will. Need to see vast improvement here, not just a little, a lot of improvement before I bite on XLM. I don't like it sitting under the 200 moving average like that. That is ugly. And last one, Render. Still going. Render still going. It's quite impressive. Quite impressive. working its way back to that $3 mark. It got to $2.91 yesterday. I keep saying $3. Man, it got close. I think that's probably where it's going to slow out. But again, you're over the 821 EMA. Ride it until the wheels fall off, and they haven't fallen off yet. You're almost overbought again. Almost overbought. Not quite. Getting close, though. Once that happens, it's time to probably fade. One of the best performing assets in crypto to date. Now, before we go, I got a new thing I'm going to start, okay? I've watched a couple things, and I listened to a dude today talk, and he had a really good point about the way he goes about things. He has a family, a big family, and he works about 65 hours a week during the regular week hours, like Monday through Friday. And he talked about earning time with his kids. And I didn't understand what he meant at first, but basically what he's trying to say is work your ass off so that you earn that time off on the weekends and you can enjoy it when you get there. All right. So obviously you guys see me up here working and doing this. You see me talking in the Discord. You see me charting constantly, looking at new stuff, talking to new people, blah, 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 blah. I'm trying to earn it too. But to put our own little spin on it, how about we earn our drinks? You work your ass off. You chart your ass off. You do everything you can, hard work wise, to get you where you need to be. That helps you earn your drink, whether that be a good whiskey or a good beer. That's totally up to you. But put in the time, put in the effort. Nothing comes easy, folks. If it comes easy, then it wasn't worth it. You got to work for what is the best. And the best is what you'll get when you put forth max effort. Don't be lazy. Don't cheap out on it. Work your ass off for it. Earn your drinks. Okay? Now, from me, from the 786 Assassins, I want to thank everyone for being on here. I appreciate you all. I want you to make the best of your todays, the worst of your tomorrows. All right? That's Jay-Z. And lastly, it's a great late notorious B.I.G. said, could have been anywhere in the world. You chose to be here with me and watch me fade on software and struggle. And I appreciate that. Y'all be good. Sky's the limit. I'll see y'all on the next one. Peace.